Hey guys, it's Archon. Welcome to Inferno Friday. This week we're going to be talking about some changes they're making to the 1.0.5 PTR. We're going to be talking about how we're farming Hellfire Rings on the Twitch live stream. And then, of course, we're going to be doing our weekly giveaway. So first up, I just want to go over these changes they're making to the public test realm. This is where they test the upcoming patch before they release it, so they can make changes and fine tune it before they officially release it to us. So they're making their first set of changes now, and they've posted them. There's a blue post, and it shows what changes they've made, of course. The first here is the Barbarian. They're changing some Fury cost on Whirlwind. The big thing is they're going to change the cost discrepancy between the fast and slow weapons, so it's not as big of a difference. When you go to a fast weapon, of course, it's going to cost a little bit more Fury, but not as much anymore. The Demon Hunter's Harden rune on Evasive Fire, which is a new rune, is going to increase your armor by 25%. It was 50% when the PTR was first released. Wizards! They're making a ton of changes to wizards, and I don't know how I feel about them, but you guys let me know how you feel. Ice armor, they're reducing the damage from melee attacks by 12%. It was 8% when the PTR was originally released, so maybe ice armor will actually be viable with that 12% melee reduction. Meteor is having its proc coefficient cut down like crazy, pretty much in half or more. On the three runes that could have been useful for critical mass. And I'm not really a big fan of this because I think that Meteor was actually finally going to be usable with critical mass. It was going to make sense. But I don't think it is anymore because it was right where it needed to be, I think. But with proc coefficient being cut in half or more on some of these, I don't think you'll be able to get your arcane power back fast enough, but I haven't really had a chance to test it out yet. I do think it's a shame that they're doing that. Sleet Storm, I guess they felt like they buffed it too much originally in PTR. It's being taken down to 280 instead of 333. That's the Ray of Frost rune, of course. Spectral Blade, they're bringing that proc coefficient down. I guess they thought it was too viable. They're nerfing healing blades as well. Storm Armor now triggers much more frequently. The new Storm Armor in 1.0.5 just makes bolts of lightning come down on enemies, which I've been using, and it's actually really fun now that they've increased how often it triggers. It's just constantly electrocuting enemies with bolts of lightning for 100% weapon damage, so it's actually a lot of fun to use. They fixed a bug with Archon Teleport and Magic Weapon not working with damage over time spells, so it works fine now. Illusionist will now also affect the teleport in Archon, which I think could be really cool for the Archon build if you use teleport with it. And then here's the big thing. Here's the big change they just made, and we're curious to know how this is going to affect the actual game. They're doubling the chances for legendary and set items to drop. Doubling it. Now, some people are saying maybe this is just in the PTR and they're not going to release it. They just want more legendaries out in the PTR so that we can test and play around with them. I think it's possible, but it would be different. Usually, the stuff they're doing in the PTR is stuff they're really going to implement because they want a fair assessment. They want it to represent what's actually going to be in the game. Otherwise, they might get the wrong information. Now, if they do double the chance of legendary set items when the patch is officially released, that's going to be a huge change. It's going to lower the value of all items significantly. I mean, legendary and sets items are definitely better than rares at this point, and doubling those is going to just bring down the price of everything, at least over time. Probably not all at once. And then there was one more thing with the monsters stun duration. Elites now have a minimum stun duration of 0.65. It used to be 0.5. That means if you have a stun that stuns them for less than 0.65, it will have no effect. Now, this isn't going to affect critical mass wizards, of course. It'll affect, I think, some barb skills and maybe some proc coefficients on weapons. So those are all the changes for 1.0.5. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the Hellfire Ring, which is this crazy legendary that's coming out in 1.0.5. And I think maybe they'll nerf it because it seems pretty OP right now. Right now, you get it from farming Uber bosses. To get the Uber bosses, you have to get a key from each of the 4 acts. They drop off these key wardens. The keys don't drop every time. If you have 5 Nephilim stack and you fight the key warden, the chance of it dropping is going to be 10% times the monster power level you're on. And so if you're on monster level 10, it's going to drop 100% of the time as long as you have those 5 Nephilim stacks. You get a key from each act, and you get the plants from Act 4. You can craft an Infernal Machine. Infernal Machine will let you randomly fight one of 3 Uber bosses, except if you have, a group of 4 people and at least 3 of them have Infernal Machine, you can open up all 3 portals in one game. And then the Uber bosses have the same chance to drop a mat that the key wardens have to drop the key, and you get the mat for each of the 3 Uber bosses. You can combine those and you make a Hellfire Ring, which is bind to your account. So it's kind of a process. If you have good gear, I think you can knock it out in a couple hours. We got one done in 4 hours yesterday, but we got a little lucky because we only fought the Uber bosses on monster level like 7 to 9. We were having some trouble with Skeleton King on monster level 10. But the Hellfire Ring is really good. Now it has a ton of whatever main attribute you want: intelligence, vitality, dexterity, or strength. It has a couple random ones. It has 35% experience gain, and then it has this crazy proc, which is really what makes it good, other than the 35% experience gain, of course. This proc has a chance to shoot out a fireball that hits for like 1 to 3 million damage, it looks like. Now, I'm not sure how much of it's modified by your current gear, but mine was hitting for about 1.5 to 2 million damage, and I was shooting one off every like 3 to 5 seconds. So that's a crazy amount of extra damage. Really good ring, better than any of the legendaries that are out right now. But so we've been kind of farming those just on the PTR right now on Twitch live stream. So if you want to get one and play around with it, come on over and we can get you in. And then once 1.0.5 comes out, I think we'll be farming them for a couple weeks just on the regular servers, so we can help you guys get your legendary rings if you feel like you're not geared enough or you're not getting it quick enough. Hopefully we can help you with that, because you're definitely going to want one of these rings. And it looks like you can also put it on your follower. So maybe they won't nerf it. Maybe they wanted it to be that incredibly strong, but it's really powerful right now. So last up, we have our weekly item giveaway. Last week's winner was B-Boy Tryhard. B-Boy wanted a stash tab of 63 unidentified rares. So you got it, man. You can message me on Twitch. I'll put a link in the description below, or come by the Twitch live stream and we'll get you your stash tab of 63s. Congrats, man. So this week we have 6 items for you. I've added 1 pair of gloves that'll be new. The rest are carried over from before. So I'll go ahead and show you these items, and then if one of them is an upgrade for you, you can leave a comment below. Let me know which of the items you would like, and we'll get it for you on the next week's video if you are chosen as the winner. So the first item is this chest piece. It has some intelligence, all resist, armor, and a socket. It's a pretty nice chest piece for Witch Doctor or Wizard. We have these Vial Wards, which are great for Barbarian. They have a ton of strength, maximum all resist, and then the other stats you find on a Vial Ward. We have these boots with some all resist, armor, intelligence, and of course 12% movement speed. We have this monk fist weapon with a bunch of dex and 555 life on hit. Not bad for a monk. We have this magic find helm. It has a good amount of all resist and then a ton of magic find, good for any class. And we have these Sage's Gestures that rolled really well. They have a ton of int and vitality, 9% attack speed, and 8.5 crit with that armor. Some really nice Sage's Gestures. So if any of those are an upgrade for you or you'd like them, leave a comment below and you can be randomly chosen. That's all we have this week on Inferno Friday. As you might have noticed, we're really close to hitting 5,000 subscribers. I think we're a little over 200 subscribers away. Once we get that, we're doing a huge YouTube giveaway, over $500 worth of gold and 1 item from the RMAH. So that's going to be pretty awesome. You can help us get there if you enjoy the videos. So thanks for watching, guys. Come on by the Twitch live stream when you have a chance, and I'll see you guys soon. Please drop. Yes.